Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning into this Tuesday pod of Born to Be a Star. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. It's the day after Memorial Day, and how much potato salad did you have? I feel like I should have had far more. In fact, I didn't even have any, but I wish I did. Part of me just wanted to make potato salad just so I could eat it. But then I was thinking about egg salad because I talked about that yesterday in the podcast, and I didn't have any of that either, but I love eating it. The struggle is real. Today is Tuesday, the day after Monday and a holiday, and it's the day where you go to work and you're wondering, why didn't I take this off? Well, I wasn't smart enough to do that, but my husband was, so he definitely enjoyed the Monday, hanging out with the boys, and he had a great damn time while I worked. But it's okay, because I'll be on a vacation before I know it for my birthday. So I'll just patiently wait for July. Anyways, today is another day and another opportunity for us to recognize our star power by reflecting on where we've been and where we're going to next in our stardom journey. And that can be easy, that could be hard. Sometimes we look at our reflection in the mirror in the morning when we're brushing our teeth and we're just like, oh, lately I've been looking in the mirror like I can't stand my hair. I want to get it braided, but Kai doesn't have any appointments. So for the love of God, and I try to have this conversation with someone like, a relative or my mom, and then I just kind of hear, why do you want to spend your money on that? Like, you don't understand why I want to get my fucking hair braided so I don't have to deal with my hair. Like, I don't know. It's just like, being a girl is complicated, and it's just so much going on all at once. But outside of that, today is another day and another opportunity for you and me to look in the mirror and learn to love the reflection that we see by saying, yes, we can have a great day. Yes, we can learn something new. Yes, we can try something different. Yes, we can be better than we were yesterday. Yes, we can conquer fear. And yes, we can reject doubt. Yes, we can be better than we were last year. Maybe we do want to learn a different language. Maybe it is Mandarin. Maybe it's Japanese. I'm obsessed with Japan, and I want to move to Tokyo. So for me, it probably would be Japanese. I kind of want to be fluent in that, just like how I'm fluent in Italian, even though I feel like I'm losing more of that every day that I don't get there to spend time there. I really need to go on a long ass trip to Italy so I can utilize all the Italian that's in my head. But outside of a language, maybe you want to learn how to play chess. Maybe you say to yourself, yes, I can learn how to play poker better. Yes, I can get better at golf. Yes, I can start a new series on Netflix. Yes, I can read a new book. Yes, I can learn how to play the violin, the cello, the clarinet, the saxophone, the piano. The piano might take a while. My dad used to play the saxophone. I don't feel like that took him forever to learn, but I feel like the piano, I don't know about that with me because my husband knows how to play the piano, but maybe you want to learn how to play hockey. Maybe you want to go to hockey games. Maybe you want to go on a random trip somewhere you've never been before. Just go to the airport and pick a place and get on a plane. I'd be careful with that because you don't want to end up in Somalia or some random ass country where it might not be fun when you get there. But whatever the case might be, well, maybe Somalia is fun. We don't know till we try. Whatever the case may be, right? We need to find a way to say to ourselves, yes, we can. Following the idea of yes, we can is the idea of never giving up. Now, we all know bad things happen to good people, and we all know that sometimes we think one thing's going to happen and the other happens. That the doctor tells you something that you don't want to hear. That you've had a really shitty, horrible experience. Maybe you invested all this time and effort into a career that you thought was going to be successful just for it to fade and fail. Or for you to pour all this energy and momentum into something and you're never getting it back. Or maybe you majored in something at school that you thought was going to be fulfilling and you recognize you hate it. Maybe you don't like your roommate. Maybe you're sick. Maybe your child's sick. Maybe somebody you love is dying. Maybe you've just had the worst experience ever. Whatever the case is, we have to find a way to persevere through that difficulty to get back to the good and back to the light, because we are that light. I know that life's unfair. I know that it's difficult. I know it's not the way we want it to be. But if we don't fight, there might not be tomorrow. We have to understand that we have to get through the hell of today to get to the light and the heaven of tomorrow. Life is bad. The devil is always right behind us trying to tell us everything we can't do. And I know a lot of people aren't religious. I know I'm not supposed to talk about religion, and I'm not supposed to do that. And I'm not. But negativity and bad things are constantly trying to hinder your happiness and your success. And that is unfair. But even with that, we can't give up. Even with that, we still fight. We put the paint under our eyes and we put our battle suits on, whatever that looks like. And we fight next to each other, brothers and sisters, regardless of anything, because we are all the same, yet a little different. Just different variations of that gray, fighting side by side. Right? The doctors, the nurses, the Army Reserve, the National Guard, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, and the countless others. The firefighters, the police officers, the EMT, the nurses, and the doctors. And everyone else that fights for others. Catholic charities, and so many other different things and people that give them their lives, right? They sacrifice everything to help others. If we fight together, we're going to make the world a better place to live in. That's the idea of never giving up, is persevering through the difficult, bad things, understanding that the good things are still attainable, that they're right there. Following the idea of never giving up is the idea of why not today, because we do understand procrastination and indecisiveness is the enemy. Taking longer than 5, 10, 15 minutes to get the washing machine fixed in the basement, idiotic. You got to wash your clothes. When are you going to contact the mechanic about your car? I don't have time for this. I got to do this. I got to do that. Are you want to be on a bus? Do you really want to have to take Uber everywhere forever? When are you going to get your car fixed, right? Question mark. Next question. Right? When are you going to make that doctor's appointment or reschedule the doctor's appointment? When are you going to show up to get, like, the cable box fixed and go to Comcast? Or when are you going to contact that specialist about that weird thing you found, that molar, or something's wrong at the back of your tooth? Like, when are you going to go get your teeth whitened? What are you waiting for? Why do we always continuously put off the day for tomorrow and never get anything done? Why do we pretend like we can buy time? Why are we acting like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or Quiet Place 5 isn't coming? And why do we really want to seriously pretend like our lives are not in danger of going extinct because we can't buy time because our money does not afford us that? I don't know. But the idea of why not today is that we get things done. That is it. Moving on from the idea of why not today, we move into the tea. Yesterday we had, sweet tea because it was a holiday. And today we are going with a green tea because it's medium weather, kind of hot, kind of cold. But we're drinking it hot because yesterday we had it cold. So let's do the first sip together. And let's pick our conversations. So yesterday I talked about retail. And what was the other conversation? It was retail and it was something else. Whatever, I can't remember. Don't judge me. It was 2 topics and they were interesting. But today for our topics, we're going to talk about reusable bags are a joke, and what do you need in your trunk? So when I think about reusable bags and I think about all the stupidity I've heard over the years about these ridiculous green energy idiots trying to talk to me about straws, I never really thought it was a smart idea for paper straws. And I just remember how many times it failed because they're paper and they're going in liquid and that doesn't work. Hello. And then all the energy that goes into creating these things that fail. I wonder. So when it comes to reusable bags, Is that good or bad? Like, the paper bags are worse than the plastic bags we used to have, but they completely outsourced and got rid of those. Is the government taking advantage of their power by telling us what bags we can and can't use? This is just like that situation about the fucking ovens and the pizzas in New York. Like, I don't know how credible it is that the government wants to tell us what we can and can't do with things like bags and like uh straws. I just feel like, did that make your life easier or harder? Right? And when I think about it, I don't really know if these bags are a great idea or a bad idea. Like, I have so many of them in the car, I guess it's an okay idea. But is it essential? Doubtful. Like, is it really making a heavy difference? I don't think so. I think that this is just another added thing that we have to think about and worry about. And I don't think it really does anything to make our lives better or worse. In fact, I think it might just be another waste of our time. Which leads me to the next part of our conversation, which is about trunks. I have way too much shit in the trunk of my car and I need to clean it out. And I don't know when I'm going to clean it out, but I want to just kind of throw everything out. Outside of some bags and like stuff to clean my car with when I'm going to clean it. Although I bring it to the car wash every week anyway, because birds just love to continue to shit all over my car. I don't know if they're doing it because it's black or they just like, German vehicles. Something. They just love shitting on my car. So every day I like get up and get ready for work, or I'm going somewhere like when I have to go to work. Whenever I'm going on an errand and I'm getting in my car or I'm doing something with my vehicle, I do notice that the birds love to fuck with it. But when I think about the trunk, right? When I think about what I'm storing in the trunk of my car, I honestly don't want anything in there that's going to be a pain in the butt. I don't want a bunch of crap that I don't need in there. I'm tired of looking at crap everywhere. I'm really getting to this point, like just mentally in my head, where like less is more, right? Where I don't know if I need everything. And outside of a change of clothes in the trunk and like things that are actually going to be necessary, I'm willing to just get rid of things that I don't need because I don't see the point of having a bunch of crap in your trunk. Because what's going to happen when you actually need the spare tire? What's going to happen when you're actually looking for the flashlight or there is an emergency and then you can't find the things that you need? I'd rather plan accordingly and be ahead of the curve and be ready and prepared than not be if something does happen and I need to access my trunk. So it kind of concerns me that not just me, but a whole bunch of other people have way too much crap in their trunk, maybe even their car. So maybe we need to do a better job of organizing our cars too. Just a thought. Moving on from the tea, let's get to the main part of the conversation on this Tuesday. So, is there a makeup update? I keep seeing all these commercials about makeup on TV, and it just makes me feel like I don't understand why women want to suffocate their skin and their pores with makeup. Is their skin that horrific? Outside of having like some sort of skin disease where your skin is horrible, why do you need all this makeup on your skin? Like, I have horrible dry skin in the summertime and my skin starts to peel with the weather. But so I have to put on like soft, like moisturizer on my skin, and I have to like layer it up with like lots of lotions and stuff to keep it from drying out. But I can't imagine spending effort and time and money into makeup, like trying to make myself look like a clown or something. Like when I see girls like put like 80 layers of like fucking eyeshadow and like they don't know how to put mascara on and they don't really know how to put like lipstick on, it just leaves me feeling like I don't really know what I'm watching. And when I start feeling like that, it just makes me feel like I don't really know if I want to watch anymore. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be rude or like judgy to anybody, Because if you want to wear makeup, you don't really need a reason to wear makeup. I'm not telling you can't, but I'm saying, are they really updating makeup where it's benefiting our skin? Like, what's in the makeup? Do we know the recipes? Do we know what the ingredients are? Are the ingredients bad for us? Because there's a lot of ingredients and a lot of things that we're eating and we're consuming that have kept us sick or make us sick. So when it comes to something that you're putting on your face, on your skin, shouldn't we be wanting to use things that are vegan, that don't have anything included in it, that are better for our bodies overall and our well-being and our health? That's my question. Are the things that we are consuming and using on our skin and on our body for our brains, are these things that are going to be like better for us long term, or is it going to be more detrimental? And how much of an explanation are we getting on these websites from the creators of this stuff? That's my question. And I don't really have an answer, because when I think about all the work and the layers that go into makeup, outside of me going on Kylie Cosmetics for some moisturizer and some lipstick, I really don't get into makeup like that. And I have a lot of makeup. I've done BoxyCharm forever. I've done the other one too. Dan got me on that one for Christmas gift. And just, I don't really wear makeup like that. So I don't know. It might be a little deceiving. Next part of the conversation. I think young people, especially my generation, are working smarter and not working harder. Me and my husband have a different view of a career and the long game. Now, our parents, and maybe even their parents, lived in this generation where they wanted to invest their time in a career, right? And there's a lot of people that might even be our ages that do it too. You invest all this time and dedication and energy into this career that at any point can get rid of you and find someone cheaper. And is it worth it when they do that? What exactly do you get from being a part of something that doesn't care about you? That's a question that's definitely important. And it just leaves me feeling one way. Why would you invest all this time and energy and dedication to where you work at instead of your life? Why wouldn't you travel when you're younger, when you don't have kids or when you're starting to have kids, and then bring them with you? Why would you wait to actually live? When you retire, you're actually going to have fun when you're like 60 or 70. You're going to wait that long to live? How idiotic is that? It irritates me about the United States because they create this thing called the American dream, and there is no more American dream. The older generation of men and women in the United States took that away from the younger generations. They consumed debt and created an environment to put us in quicksand. The boomers. And now, when you think of all these people doing all this shit, all this dedication, it's kind of like a bad joke to me, like an episode of South Park where they like make fun of Canadians, and like it's dark humor. So like if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. Like, it makes me think about like Hartman or something. And I'm just like watching people around me and listening to different podcasts and looking at the setting and even reading the room with Indeed and a bunch of other shit. And why would anybody want to invest themselves in a career where they're having kids when they're like 50 and they have to do all this traveling and they don't have any time and they have sold their souls for work? Sort of similar to the whole celebrity thing, right? You sell yourself for money, and that's what they're all doing. Because why would you want all these big ass mansions, $17 million, $400,000 cars, all this stuff? You invest in this stuff. and you can't get back your time. Why would you want to work harder and not smarter? Don't you want to actually enjoy your life? Have you guys ever gotten your watch battery changed? I don't even know where to begin with that. I was going to Google it, but I don't really know if I want anybody really touching watches. I don't really know what to do with this. This is why I'm asking this on a podcast. Where do you go when you want a battery change? Is it like JCPenney? I like Googled it and that popped up, but I don't even know last time I've been in there. I have like 7 watches that I need to get the batteries fixed in. Like I like my Apple Watch, but I like going back and forth with watches. So I definitely think that I want to get it fixed at some point soon. Is there an Apple upgrade? I mean, obviously they're going to be coming out with a new phone soon. I still have the 15. I don't know if I want a new one yet. They keep upgrading everything, and half the time when they do these Apple upgrades, I'm not really sure that the upgrades like warrant you getting another phone. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Changing the way we buy things. I think it coincides with my conversation that I was having yesterday about ordering online and shopping differently and how I just think it's going to get worse. I don't think we're going to go back to buying everything in stores. I think it's just going to get worse with us just going to buy everything remotely. They're closing CVS's and stuff. So are you not just going to move toward like an Amazon pharmacy thing and get everything delivered? And I know my husband will be like, have you seen the people that deliver with Amazon? And then I say to him all the time, have you seen the people that work in Walmart? Like they're the same person. It's the same person doing the DoorDash delivery that's working at this, like the guest services at Target. The same people. So please, I don't think that the way we are shopping is going to go back to what it was before. I think the malls are gone and they're going to leave one by one by one because the stores that are in the mall, it's not enough to keep it open. I don't understand. Like, it's just this big, like, warehouse like vibe, and like it's not attractive to me, and I don't know who it's really attractive to. In fact, I don't really even know anybody that goes to the mall. For what? I think the malls are gone. I think it's just a moment of time before they go extinct. Like there's some Mall of America, but who really wants to even go to the malls anymore? Are people like, I think the only people that are in the malls are like old people that walk around the mall for like exercise, and they got to be really fucking bored to want to do that. Moving on from the boring ass mall that nobody wants to go into, let's get to the next part of our conversation. Watching things. So me and Skip got a new Roku TV from Walmart, and it was definitely priced great. And I bring up Walmart because Walmart and Target are like the biggest stores, and they're in constant competition with each other. So if you're looking for a deal on something, I definitely suggest going into Walmart. Now, we did go into PC Richard and Son, and they were trying to overprice us for some shitty. The same TV cost like $60 more. Glad we went to Walmart. So far, so good with the Roku TV. I kind of like Roku TVs. Very easy to set up. I have an Apple Plus somewhere, but we didn't end up setting it up on the other TV that's not smart TV because we have Xfinity, and you could just basically put everything on Xfinity that you would use the smart TV for. I don't know. How will streaming survive? I think streaming is going to survive because a lot of people don't have cable anymore. And I think streaming is the main go-to. And although people do have cable, I think far more people have streaming, maybe streaming and cable, or maybe more so streaming than cable. I just think if streaming networks that are separate, like Netflix and Hulu and all these AMC pluses, continue to create content that's capturing the eye of the viewer, and continue to create separate things that they're creating on their own, and they're actually investing in money and good like shows and good quality items, that they're going to attract an audience that's going to want to stay committed to it. And I think they're not going to have a problem with that at all because nobody wants to watch real TV because it's whack as hell. That's why there's Peacock, right? That's why there's Paramount Plus. That's why you can miss something and then watch it on Hulu, right? The reason why there's access to that is because it's easier for you to click on a button and go on Hulu and catch up with, the 911 show you missed or fucking cleaning lady than it is for you to actually go on TV and press like 90 fucking buttons to find it. Just a thought, right? It's far easier to do that. When's the last time you guys seen Book of Eli? I was considering rewatching Stranger Things. There's games on Netflix. Looks pretty cool. I haven't tried to play any yet, but I'm tempted. I think maybe this weekend, if I have a chance, I'll try to get into that on one of the big TVs we have. They look pretty decent. Has anybody seen this movie called Black Doves? I still haven't purchased Brit box yet, but I'm going to. I just don't know how I'm going to have time to watch all these mysteries, but I'm going to still try to do it. Has anyone tried Plex? Now, my mom was the first one. Actually, not my mom. Kai was the first one to tell me about Plex. Then my mom was after her. Applebee's has a new deal, $9.99. You can get a chicken sandwich and some fries and a drink. Pretty nifty, huh? What do you guys think about pasta sauce? I actually think that there are a lot of good pasta sauces, but the Raoul's pasta sauce is less in sugar and it's definitely a healthier option. And there's so many different flavors that are really good. I think that you'll definitely like the options that they have. I like more so go for like a zesty, spicy pasta sauce. I prefer spice in mine. That's my go-to. But it depends on what you're looking for. There's so many different pasta sauces, but Raoul's is definitely one of my favorite ones. And anytime I run out and I'm looking for a different kind of a sauce, I typically go for that one or another Italian brand. Crispy Bang Bang salmon bites. So basically you have salmon, you wash it, clean it, chop it into like bites with a very sharp knife, or you can get scissors. I have like cooking scissors that I like typically chop up chicken and meat with when I'm cooking, and typically that's my go-to. So you chop it up into bites. You can get your air fryer out. You want to use any type of oil, spray down the bottom of the air fryer, then put in the salmon, then spray on top of it with olive oil, and then salt and pepper and whatever other flavors you want on it. Put it in there, and obviously, if you want, you can add some jalapenos in there. I'm crazy. I like spicy. So that's me. And then you could dip this with, like, you can create your own tartar sauce. You can make your own spicy mayo. It's really whatever you want to go with it. Obviously, you could do this with some sort of white rice and a veggie, and boom, you got a meal prep for a week. It's really what you're looking for, whatever you want. Zucchini ground beef casserole sounds okay. Shrimp pasta. I think I could eat that every day. Low carb chicken parm bake. So basically a low carb chicken parm bake is you're using broccoli as the base of the pasta instead of pasta. And you're using Raoul's like 50% sugar-free, and you're using diced up chicken cutlets and some sort of mozzarella or some sort of cheese like that. And you mix it all together, shove it in the oven and cook it off for about 35 minutes. Boom. It's going to taste delicious. You're not going to notice or miss the carbs, and I think you're going to be very happy. My friends, thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday edition of Born to Be a Star. Brothers and sisters, you, me, us, they, and them. Not only are we going to save the United States of America by telling Canada to kick rock, because it's basically the equivalency of a bad state nobody wants to live in, just like California. Like, it's there, but nobody really wants to represent it. Just like nobody. right? Ugh. But they could shut the hell up because they're a bad hat called the Fez and nobody really cares what they have to say about anything. But we got a world to save outside of that. And sometimes the world needs to be slapped around, just like the French man named Macron got slapped around by his wife on a plane. That was very entertaining. I'll tell you more about that on a political podcast near you. And we are the beginning, the middle, and the end, omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ. And judge me if you want to, but we are the light in the darkness. And the one thing that defeats that darkness is the light. I see that light in you, brothers and sisters, and I hope that you see that light in me. We are going to change everything for the better together. I hope you know that you're a star wherever you are. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night, and ciao. Have an amazing Tuesday.